Everyone, and this is week 8 of the Premier Ball recaps. Final regular season week to sum up and a playoff picture to see unfold. My name is Spades, as always. My co-host Solinor, aka Chad, as always. And as always, are you ready for some incredible moments, game, and a playoff picture to go along with it?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, we're no bullshit this week. We're going right into it. So let's go ahead and go to the match of the week. This one is for a playoff bye. The winner gets a bye. It is between Bang and Stranger Danger. Bang and his Proud Palafins, and Stranger Danger and his Pittsburgh Celestelas. And I see a bright pattern immediately, and I'm excited. I really hope we see this Glaceon now. But regardless, Bang with his Annihilate, Glaceon, Abomasnow, Mousehold, Bisharp, and Kilowattrel. Stranger Danger with his Talonflame, Goldango, Azumarill, Tauros, I think that's pure Tauros fighting, Cryogonal, and your favorite Pokemon, Sableye. So, initial thoughts on matchup. How the hell do you keep getting muted? It just like knocked out your audio. What? How did... I can hear you fine. No, it's not this. I will figure this out. How did that get deleted? Oh, I know how it got deleted. I'm retarded. Hold on. There we go. I did it.
Am I back now? Did you figure it out?
You're back now, I think.
What did you do?
Oh, Jesus, you're loud again. So whenever So for some reason it wasn't working the first time, so I added your input to the one screen. But how OBS works is, if you add something to one screen, it doesn't add to the other. So I had to add you again. Oh, excellent. Boy. I thought I'd be good at this by now. But anyways, back to what we were saying. Your thoughts on this matchup now that you can actually talk. And thank you to those who pointed it out. Pat Mac, thank you.
Yes, I think that Annihilate looks good. You know, looks really strong here. And the Stranger has, like, one Ghost Resist. Actually, no Ghost Resists. Not a single Ghost Resist on this team. So, I think that if Rage Fist gets, like, a bunch of stacks, or if Ape gets a boost from Bulk Up, then it could be pretty dangerous for Stranger. Otherwise, the rest of Ferret's team is, like, pretty run-of-the-mill. But yeah, Life Orb Annihilate looks really dangerous. So, and then from Stranger's end, he's going to have to use a Terra, probably, to get around his crippling Ghost weakness, and his lack of Ghost Resist, I guess.
Yeah, wondering if we're going to see any Terra Darks or Terra Normal to not get hit by Rage Fist. But if you turn into one of those, you get hit by close combat. So
yeah, it's
this game is
playing.
Yeah, this is going to be revolved around Annihilate now.
Definitely is.
Well, we'll see how these players unfold as we hit game 1. If I can zoom through this, perfect. Alright, so Stranger Danger with the Sableye, Azumarill, and Bang with the Annihilate and Mousehold. So, Annihilate Mousehold, to many a VGC player, immediately sparks as, well, beat up Rage Fist. Which,
yeah, pretty typical play. This Annihilate set looks incredibly basic, so Rage Fist, Drain
basic
Punch,
wins.
Bulk Up, Protect,
that's for sure.
Yeah, just because it's basic doesn't mean it isn't strong as hell. So, yeah, obviously Sableye is still capable of putting in plenty of work, though. Has pressure for Fake Out into Mousehold, has pressure for Quash, or even potentially try to burn both of the Mons on for its side of the field, and that allows Azumarill to stick some damage or maybe get a belly drum setup going. Regardless, Sableye looks to be kind of annoying here, but I think we're looking at a double protect here to stop fake out. So
yeah, scout out some information from what the Azumarill is gonna do. Although if this Azumarill belly drums in the face, that'd be great. Fake out does go into the mouse, and Azu will play rough. Okay.
Just play rough. No, not gonna spot a belly drum here. So means that Stranger not in the best position on this next turn because, Stranger not in the best position because now both of his mons get outsped. Sableye can't safely quash or Will-O-Wisp either of these mons, can't quash or Will-O-Wisp the Annihilate at the very least, which would allow it to get a turn to set up, because of mouse holds follow me here. So
looks like Furtbank's gonna take that prankster immunity one step further though, with an actual immunity. With the Terra Dark incoming. And
so interesting, yeah. Not opting to go for the safe follow me, but instead going to Terra Dark to keep his Annihilate safe and try to get a beat up to make that Rage Fist strong as hell. And there it is.
Yeah. And Encore goes into the Dark type. Nicely done.
Yep. Good use of Terastallization to get around Sableye here.
I think he was more likely playing around Burn, but this was just a nice backup to that. This just played nicely into that. Because you could go Terra Fire for that same effect, but Terra Dark means you can't get quashed and you can't get encored. So that's a beat up and Rage Fist KO onto the Azumarill. One of the threats to the Annihilate, especially now that it's a Dark type.
Yeah, Terra Dark is just good at completely shutting down Sableye. Sableye's biggest weakness is typically running into prominent Dark types. So,
well, this generation's build your own Dark types. So,
yeah, especially if you're going up against the Sableye. Yeah. So now, from Stranger's perspective here, it's looking pretty difficult. The mouse hold is at full HP. The Annihilate has full stacks on his Rage Fist. It's not looking to be super great, and this Sableye is just completely useless at this point. So, we do see Talonflame come in here.
Yeah, but Mousehold has, I think, just a free follow me to protect the Annihilate from anything. It doesn't have any real attacking moves, I didn't think, other than like beat up. So it's not going to do any damage, but Rage Fist is already set up, and it will KO anything it hits. So.
Especially because this Annihilate has the Life Orb, so it doesn't even really need a bulk up in order to get really strong damage.
I forget what base power is it, like 200?
It's 250 right now.
250. 250 base power stab ghost move on a mon that's pretty strong offensively. Yeah, seems fine.
I definitely think it'll be okay. But yeah, just in time getting off the follow me and likely Rage Fist for a ton of damage. We are going to see Tauros, which is going to proc that Defiant, funny enough, but I can imagine we see a very common tech with Mirror Herb on these Intimidators into Defiant Mons nowadays.
It's becoming the new tech. Like this is watching Draft League evolve, playing into Defiant with Intimidate. You're just going to see Mirror Herbs everywhere now.
Yeah, Tauros, especially the 3 Paldean forms, really find themselves enjoying that item because they're faster than most of the things that have Defiance. So,
like Annihilate. Although Annihilate is gonna put the Talonflame out of its misery real quick, and it is a 4-2 advantage for Furtbang here.
Yeah, good play from Stranger though, taunting this Mousehold, making it effectively useless on this next turn, and the Tauros does have a +2 boost, so that's stab fighting into a ghost type that has now turned into a dark type, so Furt's going to have to do a little repositioning here in order to get the advantage back on his side.
Yeah, Sableye has fake out pressure yet again, and Annihilate is a dark type, so it cannot be faked out. Or it can be, sorry, I messed up my words there. But Furtbang will likely click Protect like he did on turn 1, but this mouse is exposed to say the least.
Yeah,
so we'll see if
not in a super great spot here.
No, as it looks like he's going to save the mouse hold for later on. With Follow Me support is very good here because the Annihilate is set up to win the game. Kilowatt Roll will be the switch in, very nice into the fighting type, and also probably taking a close combat if I'd have to guess. Encore into nothing. Close combat into the Annihilate.
Yeah, so now Kilowatt Roll has the speed advantage here. Can
the
put on pressure with
the one thing here though I will say is if this Sableye has Quash, that Annihilate's dead.
Yeah, very true.
Like if Sableye is rocking Quash, Tailwind's not going up, and Tauros will be going into the Annihilate.
Moves. We've only seen 2 of the Sableye's moves, Fake Out and Encore, so we don't know what its other 2 moves are. Quash could very well be on that move set. So yeah, taking a huge chance here with Quash potential, but
yep. Let me see. Is there a Quash? No, it just goes for Encore.
Yeah, but you can't Encore you can't Encore something that hasn't attacked yet. So
interesting. Maybe he's just not showing information.
Or Taunt, yeah. Also, as DJ said, Taunt could have really messed this up too, because then Tailwind also doesn't go up. So lots of ways Sableye could have impacted this match, but ultimately Sableye playing literally 0 impact.
I think even like with that play, Quash could still be on the Sableye. I think what Stranger's thinking is that he doesn't need to reveal more about what this Sableye has, because he didn't think that Tauros could 1v4 is essentially what he was going to be in. Because Sableye isn't a good attacker, especially into what Furipang brought. So I think that even though he could have made the Quash play, I think not going for it to save information is probably best. So
yeah, definitely.
But Furipang will accept that gracious gesture and take the 4-0 win.
Yeah, so moving into game 2, Fur's going to have to, figure out a way to keep this Annihilate going, while Stranger Danger is going to have to figure out a way to actually stick some damage onto it.
Yeah, I don't think Furipang is going to change. I think that what Furipang did in game 1 was textbook what his team wants to do. It's up to Stranger to adapt to what Furipang did. So
yeah,
but how does Stranger Danger adjust? That's where we kind of have to decide. Gholdengo is looking much more questionable with just the fact that it's Annihilate can kill it with Rage Fist, but you can still make it rain for lots of damage with like Talonflame to set up Tailwind. So
the difference is that one team has priority Tailwind and the other one does not. And I also believe that Talonflame is just naturally faster than Kilowatt Roll as well. So
by 1 point, I think.
Yeah, Stranger, if he's built his Talonflame to be max speed, will have the fastest speed control in the form of Tailwind, which could give him an inherent advantage. The Annihilate, we know, does not have a type that allows it to resist, make it rain, whereas some Annihilates would carry Terra Steel or Terra Fire. So Gholdengo is actually capable of dealing good damage here if put in the right position. I believe it could be a suitable adjustment for Stranger.
Well, that Mon is known by many to be really, really solid, so wonder if Stranger will go to that option in the second game. Talonflame Azumarill is the lead this time. I think he led something different game 1. I don't remember.
I like this lead too, because Azumarill is also capable of putting up that same offensive pressure against Annihilate, with Play Rough being effective into both Annihilate's type and its Terra type. So excellent call on Stranger's end. We'll see how he's actually able to make it happen.
Yeah, although Mousehold with Follow Me makes this really complicated, right? Because I think what Annihilate here has a free chance to bulk up, because the mouse is going to take anything it gets thrown at it.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, interesting. We're seeing is that a Terra? Huh.
Yeah,
he's going right for it. Interesting.
Terra Dark with a base 50 power. Okay, so just opting to protect and Taunt into Talonflame. Interesting play. I guess he could be trying to cover for Talonflame going for Will-O-Wisp into the Annihilate, but actually opting not to, as the Talonflame is going to Brave Bird, revealing itself to be Life Orb as well. So offensive Talonflame, which makes sense for the matchup. I mean, probably has a chance to do a ton of damage into this Annihilate. So
yeah, and
we're going to see double Prio from Stranger's End.
Yeah, double Prio, but a Guavberry keeps the mouse alive, and the Annihilate just protected into nothing, which I would have liked to see a bulk up with these leads, but I guess he's playing it safe, although I'm confused.
Yeah, I guess you're trying to protect your Annihilate from getting burned on future turns, but I still think that you probably could have afforded to go for a bulk up there into the Annihilate regardless.
Yeah,
very, very interesting turn here. We'll see. And again, not opting to go for bulk up, just sticking damage. Even though this is Life Orb boosted, I don't know if Rage Fist at base 50 power will kill here.
I don't believe so. Rage Fist is a pretty poor move if you're not getting it boosted. So Brave Bird into the Protect. Yep, very nice. Rage Fist, how much does this even do? 50 base power? Not even close.
Yeah, if he had taken even one hit, then it would have been good. But
now it takes Play Rough does a hit. Yeah, it just does a ton. Yeah, so, I still would have liked to see a bulk up somewhere.
Yeah, bulk up would have not only given you a defense boost there to take that Play Rough a little bit better, but you would have taken the Play Rough and then had gotten a stack as well on your Rage Fist in the next turn. So. Yeah, a little unfortunate to not see a bulk up on either of these first two turns, because now Annihilate does not have a whole lot of potential to get HP back with Drain Punch. So, and a little bit of a precarious situation here. This Talonflame is putting up a lot of offensive pressure from Stranger's End.
Yeah, and he's actually going to preserve it for later. He's going to
a smart call.
Oh, he's going to get his Tauros set up while he can. This is smart. I like this.
Yeah.
The Annihilate is already basically dead. So get your Tauros set up while you can. And I guess he's just banking on Aqua Jet KOing either Annihilate or Mousehold.
Yeah, it's a good boost for Tauros.
And Mousehold switches out. If this is an Aqua Jet into the Annihilate, this game is over.
I wouldn't say so necessarily. Kilowattrel is still in a good position offensively here.
Well, Annihilate will protect itself from Aqua Jets, so.
Still not safe on the next turn, though. Actually could have been better to let the Annihilate go down here. That way you get Mousehold in on the next turn and can start actually dealing damage with Kilowattrel here.
Yeah, Kilowattrel is going to have to clean up the Tauros, I think, looking at what's in the back. And
yeah, I'm inclined to agree.
Tauros is set up. If it terras into something like Steel to not get hit by the flying move from Kilowattrel, I think this game is just a wrap. Because Annihilate is set to go down to Azumarill. And Kilowattrel you need to use to kill Tauros. And if Tauros turns into a type that doesn't care about Air Slash, that's enough time, I think, for Stranger Danger to take over the game. So he's going to switch out Annihilate into Bisharp.
Not the worst play.
I mean, it's going to live in Aqua Jet. That's the important part. Oh, it goes into Kilowattrel with the read. Air Slash KOs Tauros. That's huge.
It's a little surprising. It's a little surprising to see no Terra from Tauros there. Actually, quite a good turn for Ferret there.
Yeah, he KO'd what was looking to be a big threat.
Has still not dealt any damage to this Azumarill, though, and now Kilowattrel finds itself in a little bit of danger as Aqua Jet has priority and Talonflame has a higher base speed, and both of those can just go into the Kilowattrel here, threatening big damage. So,
Bisharp with Sucker Punch, though, it looks like it's going to be aimed to protect a little bit, because you know Kilowattrel can live in Aqua Jet because you saw the damage. Or I get maybe Azumarill just goes for like play rough or liquidation, either into Kilowattrel. Kilowattrel will protect. Wants to see what's going on. Talonflame sets Tailwind.
Yeah, so there's the Tailwind, and there is superpower
Oh!
on the takes out the Bisharp, and woof, yeah, that's a really unfortunate turn there.
This game was summed up by Furapang playing it safe and Stranger Danger immediately punished him twice. Not like reading these protects and going for plays like that. That's
almost makes me think that the Azumarill has the Assault Vest, because with the Assault Vest, it would be completely safe to an Electric type move from Kilowattrel. So that seems to be kind of how Stranger is playing Azumarill here.
I mean, it makes sense if that's the item on Azumarill. Makes sense to me.
Oh. Okay.
It's like his capture card was acting up a little bit.
Maybe a little bit, yeah. Yeah, in this play, though, you have the Tailwind advantage, and Azumarill is looking a little not great right now, so be curious to see if it stays in even at -1 attack here.
Well, Talonflame's going to taunt the Mousehold, so the Mousehold can't use Follow Me, it can't use Taunt or Protect. Kilowattrel goes for Thunderbolt into the Talonflame, KOing it, and how much damage does Azu do to the Mousehold here?
It goes
enough to
rough.
KO, yeah.
Oh yeah, smart to go for play rough there. And we do notice something though, the Azumarill is not faster than Kilowattrel, even though Tailwind is up. So that's an interesting bit to notice there. But yeah, with the speed advantage, Goldengo is looking to be in a really strong position here at this point. So
the String Cheese himself has entered the field with 2 turns of Tailwind, I think. Look at me go. Boost my ego a little bit. And yeah, Furapang's looking kind of hopeless here. Rage Fist is your best move into Goldango, and it's a 50 base power move.
No, he has boosts on it now. He has 100 base power.
Is it? Wait,
now.
Do they stay when you? Oh, I didn't know that. Shows how much I play Annihilate.
You could go for Terra Electric Thunderbolt here to potentially KO Azu, but I think if you're Stranger, you have no reason to not just double into Kilowattrel at this point.
Yeah. I think he's going to try to read and Annihilate Protect.
He doesn't need to, though, because Make It Rain covers for both, so you can Aqua Jet into Kilowattrel to stick some damage and just Make It Rain, which will cover for both, so...
Yep, Kilowattrel is going to get the Light Bulb and be Terra Electric for a stronger Thunderbolt. Annihilate goes for the Protect, and what do we see? Aqua Jet goes into the Protect. Yep. String Cheese goes for Shadow Ball.
This play also makes a lot of sense.
It KOs Kilowattrel. Yeah, this is a wrap.
If you're not confident in Make It Rain's ability to KO Kilowattrel with the Aqua Jet boost, then yeah, this is also a smart play because Shadow Ball is not resisted like Make It Rain is. So we call here Aqua Jet will finish off the ape and we can get to game 3. Now it's up to Furret to adjust again. Maybe he doesn't even have to adjust his mons, but he definitely needs to adjust the way he plays them.
I think he missed some opportunities to like set up the Annihilate. I think turn 1 was a big example. I think both of the physical attackers go into the Mousehold and you have a free bulk up there, and then bulk up should likely do it. I would think, but
yeah,
who knows?
I mean, yeah, you definitely change the way that the first couple of turns play out if you do keep the same lead. But there are other leads he could go with. He has not shown Abomasnow at all, and Bisharp never really got a chance to do anything. So even though I think Bisharp is bad sharp, we'll see if he's able to change that. But from Stranger's End, well done. Brought all the right mons there.
Yeah, amazing. Bring Goldango win. It's nice how that works.
Rage Fist boosts remain even if you faint and are revived by Revival Blessing. Yeah, Rage Fist is broken. Rage Fist is not a balanced move.
Well, Furabang's going to lead the same thing again, and we see Goldango Sableye for Stranger Danger.
So Sableye was absent in that game too here with Stranger opting to go with Tauros and Talonflame instead. But now Sableye makes his return, so I wonder if we're going to see like a nasty plot from Goldango here as as from game one, Stranger Danger knows that he's likely going to double protect with the Sableye on the board, so that would give Goldango a chance to get Nasty Plot off for free.
Yeah, that was a play that was made to turn one of game one.
Right.
Mousehold will protect, anticipating a fake out. Annihilate goes for protect. So the same thing happens again, and does Goldango take advantage of it?
Yeah, looking to be in a pretty strong spot if he does take advantage of it, so...
And it does.
There it is, yep. Excellent adjustment. I mean, even in game one, we called out the opportunity for Stranger to set up in front of the double protect with a Azumarill belly drum. This time he does it with Goldango, as Azumarill revealed it's likely Assault Vest. So, Goldango is set up, and Sableye is in a really strong position to make some Mons mad.
Yeah.
Or make them do an encore, rather. But at this point, Annihilate is not in a strong position, not really looking to be able to do a lot of damage here.
No, I think you're forced to Terra the Annihilate if it stays in, so that if you do get encored, like, it doesn't work. I don't think there's any reason for Stranger Danger to not click encore into that slot.
Mm.
Yep, he had no choice in this matter. He saw what's going to happen.
Yeah, he needs to Terra Dark here, but yeah, we also have not seen a Terra from Goldango either. But Goldango opts to not Terra, and Mousehold's going to be forced to encore itself into Protect, so...
Yep, we've seen this game a few times. It does not get the double Protect. Rage Fist goes into the Goldango, I'd imagine.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Does half.
It's strong damage, but... yeah, Goldango actually with a Citrus Berry present, so that's going to turn Rage Fist's 2-hit KO into a 3-hit KO, but we're likely going to see damage into Goldango here, or into Annihilate here, which will boost the Rage Fist.
Make it rain.
Yeah, and a ton of damage, removing the mouse from the field, doing a lot of damage to Annihilate, so...
Annihilate does have that boost to its Rage Fist, making it do twice as much power.
Yeah, but all we need to do is see Goldango shed that Ghost type weakness, and I think if he does, then it's in a good position here. And an interesting choice to bring out Bisharp here over Kilowattrel.
I guess he's going for like a Sucker Punch. The reason I guess for this is you don't care what the Sableye does. Sableye is pretty useless against your Dark types.
Yeah, very true.
So I imagine like for Stranger, this is just a protect Goldango, switch into something else. Kind of an angle.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I could definitely see the Goldango having...
Goldango's got a target on its head. And Mons with targets on their head, getting them protecting, giving you a free switch, that is a recipe for success.
Yeah, so Stranger opting to switch out into Talonflame, who looks to for a lot more of an offensive presence than Sableye, and we are going to see Goldango go for the Terra here, if it's a type that is not weak to Rage Fist. And
how about Dark?
We see Terra Dark that successfully is able to resist both Sucker Punch and Rage Fist, so Goldango will likely live this double up here.
Oh, it does nothing.
Yeah, this is base 100 power Life Orb boosted Rage Fist.
It does nothing.
Enough. So we're going to see another Make It Rain here.
And that will KO Annihilate. As now Stranger Danger has the 4-2 advantage, unlike the previous game where we saw the opposite.
Yeah, and at this point, Talonflame, again, revealing that it has the speed advantage over Kilowattrel, so Goldango is under very little pressure here to not stop clicking buttons, basically.
Yeah. Tailwind in Shadow Ball? Well, yeah, Tailwind in Shadow Ball, I'd imagine he's going to go for.
I mean, you live Sucker Punch from Bisharp here, so...
Yeah.
And I mean, if you
want to make it rain again to break a Kilowattrel sash, you can do that too. As he died again, very nice. Tailwind for the Talonflame. Shadow Ball from Goldango into the Kilowattrel. Does big damage.
Oh, I disappeared and now I'm back.
Yeah. Am I still sharing my screen? I am. Good. Okay.
Yeah, you're good. Everything is just on me. So
Goldango Shadow Balled the Kilowattrel, then suffered the Thunderbolt to the face. Oh no, wait, I forget if it was an Ironhead. I was looking away because you died, but
all good. Goldango goes down regardless, and Sableye makes his return to the board.
Oh, it was Tailwind that was clicked. Okay, so Tailwind Ironhead is what killed Goldango, but Goldango did enough damage to Kilowattrel. Is the short term.
Talonflame still has access to its Gale Wings as well, by the looks of it. So
it does.
No matter what, it will still be faster than Kilowattrel, and Kilowattrel now has to be scared of fake out pressure from the Sableye. So
it's also faster than the first Sucker Punch. Funnily enough.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be faster than the first one. So,
but there's a fake out from a Sableye incoming. It's going somewhere. But where?
Yeah, probably.
Kilowattrel protect.
We seeing fake out into Bisharp.
Encore. So he wants to encore the Kilowattrel into Tailwind. Yep.
That's still strong because now Kilowattrel will be encored into a useless.
Oh, and Will-O-Wisp. Yeah.
Yeah. Bisharp getting burned, so that's pretty bad news for Furret here, as now both of his damage dealers remaining in this game. Kilowattrel is now being pressured by Encore to stay and to protect, and now Talonflame can kind of freely click moves to deal damage. So well positioned in game by Stranger Danger here.
The very nice Encore setup as Kilowattrel will only be clicking protect for the rest of the game.
And Bisharp being burned is just bad news for its capacity to take damage or to deal damage. So
Brave Bird goes into the Bisharp. Talonflame still had its going, so it was faster than Sableye. But I'd imagine an Encore comes out. Yep.
So Kilowattrel now stuck into protect.
God. Encore is annoying.
Encore on a Prankster Mon feels unfair.
Yeah.
But regardless, Sableye has it, which is why it's cringe. This is not up for debate.
Kilowattrel can only use protect. Some of the saddest words that you can be reading right now.
Yeah, Kilo goes for protect, but now we're likely going to see a double up into Bisharp here.
Sucker Punch just doesn't do anything. Brave Bird is going to do more self-damage than what Sucker Punch was doing.
Especially with the Life Orb.
And do we see Foul Play? No, we see Knockoff, even better. And Burn will take this out. And this Kilowattrel is as good as dead at this point. It's just going to keep clicking protect.
Yeah, so we finally get to see the attacking move on Sableye here. Reveals itself to be Knockoff. Not really that impactful, but does some good damage. Alley-oops for the burn, and that's gonna wrap this one up.
We're just gonna skip through and watch the thing go down. So that was a 2-1 victory for Stranger Danger. He earned himself a bye. As we go ahead and move on to, well, when we get to the standings, we have something more important first, obviously. And what could that be? The last top moments.
It's been fun looking at these top moments. We're really grateful for all of our content creators for allowing us to use their content to view these magnificent moments that we've had throughout this season. It's been really special. So one last one, and let's get right into it.
All right, number 5, I had to ask for permission from Chad to do, and he gave it fully to me, so I'm going to do it. DJS, you made me so proud. You made me, I have every clip of Guillotine hitting.
So the context for this match is that Lilac and DJ were fighting for a top seed in Premier White Division, and they agreed to use the moves categorized in Showdown as usually useless. So that means that their mons were only allowed to have a limited move pool, and yeah, we got to see some really creative move sets from the mons in play this week. So Haxorus, one of the few mons to get guillotine in this format, is that move is considered usually useless.
I still miss Horn Drill, but guillotine might be a close second. That was magnificent.
Yeah, since this was a best of 3, we got to see a lot of guillotines be clicked from this Haxorus as well. So.
Highly recommend watching this one, by the way. This one had some spice. That's for sure. Lilac wins 2-1, but the mental damage of the guillotine was done. So what more could you ask for? All right, number 4. Go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, so this came from our match of the week, and as you can see, it's game 1. And this is just the power of Rage Fist and Terra Dark Annihilate that is immune to one of the mons on the board and outspeeds the other one. So, yeah, we got to see a really good showcase of beat up, and this isn't the clip, Spades.
Oh, shoot, I'm dumb. I've said that a few times. All right, well, I think the highlight here, though, was the Terra Dark to kind of glue everything together. Or I guess it's the duct tape, you know? Like, the wood was kind of splitting when you put the house together, but you fixed it with the Terra Dark duct tape.
Yeah, and so then at this point you just get to see Annihilate blast 4 mons in a row with Rage Fist, collecting, I believe, what was all 4 KOs in this game 1. So, yeah, just a really excellent usage of Terra going for beat up to, you know, keep... make that Rage Fist strong. That's going to be a top
good
moment
old
here.
Annihilate Ace. Love to see it. All right, number 3. We'll go to your matchup here, as well. The mind games of Terra continue.
Yeah, I don't need to explain this one. I talked about it when I played this match. Also, SMH not using my POV.
You didn't upload it to YouTube.
You're correct. I have not done that yet.
Correct. Anyways, Mario went to predict the Terra the turn before, and then, well, that's how this went. So, using close combat into a ghost type, and then, yeah, it was really awkward for the Medicham, as its 2 stab attacks were either, well, they were both not immune, I guess. I can't think of a word. Does not affect the Umbreon, whichever phase it was in. And he got those mixed up, I guess. Well, not so mixed up. It was a read as well as some mind games as well. But it was cool. So, good job, Umbreon. Yep. You did it. Welcome to the team.
Good job, Umbreon, indeed. Yeah, very warm welcome to the Shenandoah Sun Warriors, indeed.
Now, I'm boosting my ego here because this was a pain in the ass. So... myself and Egnite went to timer in Dondozo versus Vaporeon, and if you see that little chunk of damage that I did, I calculated this from several turns that I had to stall out the timer, like this. I'll speed this up, but do enough damage because Dondozo has more HP than me. So I had to put it to sleep, heal my Vaporeon all the way, and then watch the timer go down.
Yeah, so successfully timer stalling a big threat in Dondozo with Vaporeon using Haze and Yawn and dealing a little damage. That's impressive stuff, and just one of the many ways you can attempt to counter Dondozo in Draft League.
Yeah, I have slain Dondozo. I can retire now. All right, and number 1, I pinged the madman himself when I watched this. Oh boy.
Yeah, this is a pretty impressive clip here from Oxo, who has been probably our most clipped player of the season, I think, just with a bunch of awesome techs throughout the season. Yeah. We see Terra Ground Heracross that's holding a choice band, and we see Noivern, who has Air Cutter and I think a Scope Lens, right, to boost the crit ratio of the
I didn't know
attack.
about the scope lens. I probably wasn't watching close enough. I just saw the Heracross and I got excited because, yeah.
Regardless, we get to see a really awesome showcase here of some double spread damage in order to take down Armor Rogue, successfully destroying it
It was
and keeping
Specs.
it from
That's what
setting
he
up
said.
Trick Room. Oh, Specs. Okay, Specs
So
is
we
good.
have
And at this
Specs
point,
and Band on the same team. Look at that.
Heracross is in a really strong spot here. Terra Ground has gotten rid of the numerous weaknesses that the bug fighting type has, and yeah, just looking to do a ton of damage with Choice Band, Moxie boosted, Terra Ground, Earthquake.
It doesn't get the ace because the Noivern takes the Indeedee's life, but I believe this KO on the Gudra is well worth it.
And yeah, just a ton of damage. Gudra is a notoriously bulky Pokemon and just gets absolutely blasted by Heracross here. So
Yeah, very nice tech by the Wave himself of the Oxo, and he needed to win that game to stay in the playoffs, and he did. So, all right, let's move it right along, shall we? Very nice clips. Now we go to the recaps. There's no Heracross sightings in the recaps though, unfortunately. But here are the final standings from the league. You can see, I guess, the 6 teams in green for each. There was a very interesting tie, which we'll get to. But we'll start with white because that one doesn't have the interesting one. So we have Panda and his Pangorials, Depez and the Melmetals, Lady Lilac and her Radiance, Joshy Washy and his Jirachis, DJS and his Pirates, and Egnite and his EV Egnites, all advancing with a 6-2 or better record. And it looked pretty clean, actually, looking at these standings, as, well, 6 wins got you in and 4 wins did not.
Yeah, just very clear cut with regards to the playoff race there. I believe that by the end of week 7, it was already decided all the coaches that would be in playoffs. So just came down to figuring out standings, and the Pangorials and Melmetals both got wins. The Radiants did too, but there's a clear difference and the differential between our top 2 teams and the Bell Tower Radiants. So
and then the red side. This is where it gets fun. So, Stranger Danger earned himself a bye with that win we saw. You earned yourself a bye because your differential is insane. Oxo Wave was 1 differential short. And then 3 6-2s at +7. So, how we break ties here. So, first is record, which number of wins. Second is differential. And then third is head-to-head if applicable. None of these players played each other. Fourth is strength of schedule. Fifth is record against common opponents. These 3 played the same opponents. So we had to go to Mon differential, which is why important to write the kill reports, because we had to go to that. All of these players had, which was good. And so Pedon's finished in 6th because of that. He had the lowest. But Furbang and Patmac were tied. So I took to a spinner wheel, and Furbang won the spinner wheel. So this order is actually correct, but it was more complicated than just saying, oh, here's the order. That was wild.
Very, very funny that we had to work our way down to spinning a wheel.
Yeah, that was a little odd. But enough of that. We are going to go ahead and take a look, not at that one, at this one. All right, so here are our teams for the playoffs. So your first round bye earners, as we saw from Red, Stranger Danger, and yourself, and then Panda and Depez from White. And I guess some common things from these teams. I see 2 Hydreigons. I see 2 Cryogonals.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Cryogonal has done basically nothing this entire season for both of these coaches, which is funny as to how it's in both of these teams.
I mean, hey, that's just how it goes. Cryogonal seems to be the secret sauce.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah, both number 1 seeds have it, so no argument there.
Yep, Goldango at the top of red, not to anybody's surprise. Hydreigon was really interesting because a lot of the times it didn't feel like great, but here we see it's both in the first round buys. So very interesting to say the least. They've been impactful, just sometimes they didn't feel as impactful.
Yeah, definitely.
But and then I guess the story of Garganackle and Abomasnow as well.
Garganackle and Bronzong and Skeledirge, like and Florges, that's a really bulky team. So not super surprising to see that a team that bulky and with as many resources as depth as Club America Melmetals has. Good showing by a really strong team. So
yeah, these 4 have earned themselves a first round bye in the playoffs. I'll show the bracket at the end. But we have some matchups to look at real quick, just some initial ones. So, Oxawave, the 3rd seed from red, takes on the 6th seed from white, which is Ignite. Then on the other matchup here is the 4th seed from white, Joshiwashi, and the 5th seed from red, Patmac. This is, I guess, opening matchups for that. And what's nice about this cross-division playoffs is none of these matches are repeats. We have fresh matchups to start off the playoffs, just what we all have been hoping for.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. We're pretty grateful, or not even that, just like really awesome how Premier playoffs work with these cross division matchups. I think it's really cool. So first thing, I guess I'll start off with the first matchup. We have what I think is probably the most balanced team in all of Premier, which is Oxawave's Duskmanes. This team is insane. There's not a single member of this team that hasn't been productive for Oxa at some point this season, except for the Skuntank, which that's an you get a little bit of leeway for that. Going up against what I would say is a very interesting take on Dondozo and Tatsugiri. We have Dondozo, Tatsugiri, and some typical Dondozo partners like Sylveon. Also get to see a little value with Altaria and Gotharita as well. But yeah, this is just one of the more fascinating teams for sure from the EV Ignites here.
Yeah, Dondozo Tatsugiri, the story of Gen 9 draft, at least to start, and it's being represented in our top cut here. I actually kind of like his squad with the kind of pseudo Trick Room aspect of it with Sylveon, giving you kind of an alternate to the Dondozo, because then you just can't focus the Dondozo. If you're Oxawave, you have to fight the Sylveon, which they play out very differently.
Yeah, fair enough, I guess.
I'm curious, though, how he is going to approach this. Dondozo requires answers.
Yeah, definitely.
It's asking you the question. You need to answer it. It's not something that you can kind of play proactively into. You need to have an answer for it, or you won't beat it.
You need to have like 2 answers for it at the very least, I would say.
Yeah, and that's kind of the effect Dondozo has, right? Because we've seen like many players only opt for one form of Dondozo counter, and they fall to the Sylveon, and he actually used Houndoom quite nicely too this season. So
yeah, that's awesome.
So Oxawave's got a very fun and tricky matchup to maneuver, but he's played well this season. So
yeah, like chat is saying, Vaporeon, Ignite has to go up against another Vaporeon here back-to-back weeks. So we'll see if he learned his lesson from the first Vaporeon matchup he had.
All right, and I will collect 50% of all ad revenue from watching the Vaporeon. I will take claim to that. Thank you, Oxawave, for your support.
Yeah, moving right along to our next matchup, we have Patmac and the the Sacramento Sandslash going up against Josh Iwashi's Jubilife City Jirachis. Again, another super well-balanced team from both of these coaches, honestly. I believe that both coaches have used all of their Pokemon.
Well, I don't think Florigato probably saw the light of day, but
besides Florigato, we've seen showcase from all of Pat Mac's other Pokemon.
Yeah.
But regardless, two very well balanced teams. Again, I'm noticing two Ceruledges and two Avalogs here in our round one playoffs. Very interesting.
I'm gonna write this down. E tier ice type. I'm gonna just make sure I remember that for future seasons. Yeah, the Ceruledge honestly is my front runner for MVP. Just every time I've seen Ceruledge, I feel like it's on the winning side. And yeah, Josh Iwashi finished X-2. One of his losses was a forfeit loss, unfortunately, and then the second loss he didn't bring Ceruledge. So
yeah,
I'd like to say he's 6-0 with Ceruledge. Yeah, quite nice. I've been very impressed with, I guess, how Pat Mac has played his team. On the surface, this team, I feel, still kind of lacks a lot of offense, but he's proved me wrong so many times that I can shut up. He's brought the Pyroar, he's brought the Donphan. Both have performed excellently. And then I guess
his team specifically. His team specifically.
And then I guess the Mon that has put a spotlight to itself, Jolteon.
Yeah.
Recently, at least, Jolteon has really shown up. So.
For sure. Yeah. Just a lot of very productive members. And this is another mirror. We have a Toxicroak mirror, funny enough, between these two. So I wonder if we're going to see if we're going to see a couple of Toxicroaks in this matchup, or if neither coach decides to bring it.
Well, we'll get to the mirrors discussion as there's some mirrors in the next set of matchups. But regardless, this should be a fun one. I think that the physical offense from Josh Iwashi and kind of the more balanced, bulkier side from Pat Mac should pair quite nicely. Yeah, that's all I got for it.
Yeah. Moving right along, huh?
Yeah, we got the next set of matches for round one. And here we go with some mirror matches, as we see at the left-hand side. Furapang and his Proud Palafins, the 3-seed... Wait, no. The 4-seed in red, and DJS, the 5-seed in white. And you can see A is for Annihilate, as that is on both squads at the top. And I guess before we get further, because you've played in this playoffs more than I have, talk to me about mirror matches and draft. And more specific, I guess, just mirrors at the top end. So these two teams have their A tier going off against each other. So what impact does that have, I would say, on a draft match?
I mean, for sure, you have to take into consideration that both of these teams are built very differently, right? Like, the way that Furapang typically likes to play, from what I've noticed, is that, he likes to get the ball rolling really quickly, get damage on the board right from the start. He's very aggressive. His team allows for a very aggressive style of play. Whereas we often see with DJ's matches that he's willing to play these really long-paced games, stalling out pieces with bulky mons like Corviknight and Morgrem and Toadschool, and just really setting his own tempo for the game. And we definitely see that with the differences in the Annihilate sets, I feel. So these Annihilate sets could be completely different going into this matchup.
Yeah, that goes to show how good that Mon is, right? Like, Furapang can play it on this more offensive team, and DGS can play it on this more slow, bulkier team. And it has not even, like, good sets, but high-quality sets on both sides. Like, and we've seen it the whole season. Like, this Mon has shown up this season immensely.
Yeah, it's a good Mon. Very impressive. Otherwise, though, I have little else to say. I mean, we have...
It's offense versus defense for the most part.
Literally textbook definition of offense versus defense. So, going to be excited to see how that one plays out.
Yeah, definitely. And then the other mirror match of the Gudras. As Pedon's the 6-seed in red takes on Lady Lilac, the 3-seed in white. Gudra was a late addition for Pedons, but it's still a mirror match of the Gudras.
Yeah, so two completely different teams. It's kind of a rain team going up against a psychic terrain team, and it's not very often in this format where we get to see weather versus terrain, as many of the terrains are not currently in the game. Still no misty terrain setter, and the only grassy terrain setter being the Arbolivo, which Lilac does have. So
this is gonna get weird.
Yeah, this will be a pretty fun matchup because we've seen Pedons get a lot of value out of most of his team, even Mons that aren't on the team anymore. So such as like Halucha and the Electrode, which have since been replaced
to the Electrode
by Gudra and Espeon, respectively. Or I think Electro got replaced by something else, but regardless, like very psychic terrain, very psychic heavy team on Pedon's end, whereas Lilac is a very water heavy team. So yeah, this will get, like you said, I think well worded. This will get weird.
Yeah, the psychic terrain messes with Jet Punch, but Arboliva can mess with the terrain. And
Armorogue is not really super excited about playing against a rain team, but also the Altaria is there to shut down rain too. So it's like there's a lot of different pieces at play here.
Clodsire's immune to water. Tauros Aqua's pretty good. And then there's Gudras everywhere, and Gudra does not lend itself to being fair in a way.
Yeah, so
this will be a fun one to watch, ladies and gents.
Yeah, we have a lot of really awesome playoff matches, and
we should be getting a recording of all of them too. Fantastic, we're getting a recording of all of those. Perfect. All right, that's just good for me. Anyways, to the bracket here is kind of the last tidbit here. See how it all plays down, how everything shifts, and to me, this is my favorite bracket that I've seen probably for any draft league. Just a 12-man bracket like this, and even the cross-division stuff I really enjoy because of what I said earlier about how there's no repeat matches in the first week of playoffs. So it's always just full-on intensity from the start, and it makes it just that much harder.
Yeah, definitely. The fact that not a single coach on this playoff bracket has more than 2 losses throughout the regular season is just a real showcase of how brutal this division is.
Oh, this was a bloodbath for sure. And it's only going to get worse as now you have no more lifelines. It is do or die.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. So
yeah, that's where we're at here. First 4 matches, make sure to tune into those and watch them. That'd be appreciative. As I believe all of them will be recorded at least, and 2 of them are streamed. No, maybe just 1 will be streamed. Either way, watch them when they're out. And yeah, cheer on for your favorites and watch it all go down. So is he pointing at himself? See, normally here I would ask who you think the favorite is to win the bracket, but you're in the bracket, so it's no real point asking you that question.
Yeah, I think that it's pretty hard. Most of these teams are really strong, and yeah, I'm just excited to see it and be
strong
a part of
players
it as well,
and strong teams. Well,
it's
enough talking. It's enough talking. We got some games to watch. So, for those of you that have stuck around for all 8 weeks of this, I appreciate each and every one of you. Mr. Sloanor, thank you for joining me for these, well, not all 8 weeks. You were missed that 1 week, but Panda was making fun of you. I was trying to stop him, but he kept making fun of you, so.
Oh, good.
Anyways, we'll be doing a different style for playoffs. We actually don't know yet what we're going to do. We're going to figure that out. But regardless, thank you all for making this premiere season really special. And I look forward to watching all these fantastic playoff games. So, any last words, Solanor?
Nope. Just I hope everyone has fun this playoffs. It ought to be a good one.
And yeah, my name is Spades, partner Solinar, and we are out.